In it for the pizza.
What?
Sorry, I'm late.
No, you're good, dude. We're just talking about how Catholicism kills people and how Scientology is like a bad ex-girlfriend. It just fucks up your life.
Also, it takes your house in the divorce.
You know what though? I got to keep the boat. So.
Oh my god.
Scientologists have no need for boats. Scientologists only need spaceships.
Incorrect. All of your what is it? Oh God, what is it? What are they called? OT, the Thetan, operating Thetan level 8.
Yeah.
All of those decrees are done on the Free Winds boat off the coast of Florida.
Yeah,
in
that's
Clearwater.
Elron's boat.
Yep, that's Elron's boat.
That's a symbolic thing. You know, they don't want a new boat. They want that boat where he fucked all those Cabana boys.
And girls. He was an equal opportunity pedophile.
Was he?
Oh, absolutely was. I mean, well, okay, I can't say absolutely. I'm saying with like a 95% certainty that something bad happened on that boat with both young boys and young girls.
Poor what's his name?
Tom Cruise?
No, the guy, Elron.
Oh, okay.
So he persecuted by so many governments for tax evasion. Which he absolutely fucking did.
Oh yeah, no, that's the whole reason the Free Winds was was a thing, is so that because he didn't think that it was illegal if he was in international waters. Dumbass. So welcome everybody to the Church of Chonkwij podcast. We're on my channel this week.
Oh, and you did the silent open too. We're so proud of you.
Yeah, well, you know, I learned from the best.
The student has become a better student.
Yes. I went from being a C+ student to a B- student. Yes.
B- is never bad.
So I am joined here tonight by DrNiggle, OmegaConstruct, and Pun Lord Macaroni. Still Pun Lord Macaroni. Hey Macarena, hi.
You could have done the thing, just like, hey Macaroni.
Oh, so
this is why you still have much to learn, Zero.
Yes, this is why I'm only a B- student.
At least you're not benign.
Embrace your inner cringe.
I would rather be benign than malignant, okay? Let's just get that out of the way. So, how's everybody doing? How was everybody's weekend?
I had the best weekend that I've had in a long time.
Is that because you were at home?
No. Well, yes. I mean, that definitely contributed to it, but it started off on Friday when I spent the whole day smoking a duck, and I spent the day outside smoking duck with my dogs, who were really well behaved, and then had a delicious duck dinner and drank some good beer, and yeah, it was fantastic. And then Saturday was like, I got to sleep in. It was fun. And also more good food. And Sunday, what the fuck did I do on Sunday that was so goddamn great? Oh, we got the garden done. And it was great. We were outside and drinking beer at the end of that. Also, have I told you guys that there's a sparrow's nest above my back door?
No, you didn't tell us that.
Okay, so some sparrows started over a month ago now, some sparrows started building a nest right above the door where we've got like, a little colonial window thing on the top of the door. And we were just like, oh, we use that door. They're not going to have a good time there. And so they were building a nest out of some shit and we took it down. They refused to quit, and they built a better nest with moss and twigs and shit and blackjack and hookers. And we didn't clear that one out. They fucking laid eggs, and they were just like, no, this is where we're having our family. So we're like, okay, all right. Well, I guess we'll be considerate of you. And on Friday, the eggs hatched. So now they're little baby birds above my back door. They're pretty cute.
Aw,
Now there are little baby
Excellent.
birds there. Oh my god. There are baby birds there screaming, feed me, feed me.
They're not screaming yet. They do whenever mom or dad shows up with a worm, they'll cheep and they'll cheep, and then when mom and dad leave, they're quiet. So I don't know when the noise. I expect the noise like you're talking about. I don't know when that'll happen, but it hasn't happened yet. So anyway, I had a great weekend. I had a very relaxing weekend. Everybody was well behaved. I had delicious food. I got to spend time doing things that I like. I got my garden done, and I haven't even put the kale in the ground, and something started eating it.
Damn.
That's because you planted kale.
Yeah, it's delicious. Everything.
What else you got
kale.
in that garden of yours?
Peppers, normal bell peppers, and also cherry peppers and jalapeno peppers. We got beans, squash, pumpkins. Let's see, bok choy, just garden variety lettuce. There no cabbage this year. Edamame, and my mom likes. Oh, there's a flower. I didn't plant them. I don't know what they are. Lots of flowers. And a couple stalks of corn, just because we like having corn once. So yeah, it's all good. Got some new nets for the strawberries too.
Ooh,
So hopefully nothing eats these strawberries this year. Last year,
strawberry.
Yeah, last year I put a net over a low net over the strawberries, and I like traveled it to, or I put little metal spikes in the bottom of the net all the way around to keep anything from getting in there, and then I went away for something, and when I came back, something had dug a hole from the edge of the net under the box up into the box, and it had eaten all the strawberries. And I couldn't even be mad about it. It was like, that's just all right. You wanted it. You wanted it, and you earned it.
Yeah, that's ingenuity right there.
So we're trying something different this year. The net goes underground.
Nice.
It's not the animal's fault. It's not whenever an animal eats something out of my garden, it's not the animal's fault. It's my fault for not thinking of how to prevent the animal from doing it.
I say you go full Caddyshack.
Yes.
I don't want to hurt him.
Well, I mean, technically Bill Murray didn't hurt the gopher in Caddyshack.
Yeah, but he wanted to.
He was completely inept. But no, the speaking of kale, over the weekend, late last week, my father-in-law posted a list of things that you will never hear him say. Jehovah's Witnesses, sure, come on in. One of them was, oh yay, kale. That's what made me think of this list of things. Would it be okay if I paid more taxes? Our best and brightest are absolutely in Congress. Cats are better than dogs. Sorry, I can't go to the concert tonight. I'll be in line waiting for the next Stevie Nicks CD.
What in the world are you doing?
And nope. Yep, nope. Those are the only three that really.
Hey, Zero.
Well,
if pro is the opposite of con, then what's the opposite of progress?
Oh God. Congress?
It's Congress. Get it?
Thanks, Lewis Black. I appreciate that joke. He told that on stage.
Really?
He told that on stage one time with angry hand motions, and it made it better.
If you need to get away real fast, you choose egress.
Oh yes, that's a spell in Final Fantasy.
Speaking of RPGs and D&D, for example, I heard a rumor.
Doc, I appreciate your segues. They make me happy.
I heard a rumor that we're going to be allowed to use potions as a bonus action in D&D 1.
That is correct, Doc. The new D&D 1 player's rulebook, the core rulebook that was just released or is scheduled to be released on September the 17th, has changed the rules for healing potions to the, as they're putting it, the Baldur's Gate way of doing things, which is allows you to drink potions as a bonus action instead of an actual full action because they can be drank quickly. So that is a huge plus in my opinion. I have to say this article also has the cover for the new Monsters Manual, and I love it. It is just a beholder, just mouthful of teeth. It's great. I love it.
Should be eye-catching.
Yep.
Acceptable.
Oh God.
It
So-
has begun.
But yeah, no, they have stated that this will be the quote 5th edition rule, which or the 5th edition rule of forcing players to use a full action to use a potion, meaning the players miss a turn of doing potentially more interesting things if they need to heal. So next time we play D&D, I feel that this rule is fair and it should be implemented immediately. And Doc, I expect shenanigans in great numbers because now you don't have to waste an action healing.
Well, it has been used as a homebrew rule, right?
Correct.
A lot of people already subscribe to this, but it's official now.
Yes, it is official. And we all know that things are better when they're official or technical, one of the two.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but yeah, so that was the big D&D news of the week. That actually was, this article was just updated today. So it was just posted today as well as updated today about an hour and 13 minutes after it was posted.
It's going to be interesting to see if the rule is just healing potions, or the article touched on it a little bit. If it's other potions too, that's a way bigger game changer than healing potions, I think.
Mhm.
Oh,
Healing
100%.
potions as a bonus action are cool, and that's usually homebrewed. But I don't think like a potion of invulnerability is generally homebrewed in with that rule.
Potion
Yeah.
of Dragon's Breath.
Yeah, there are so many powerful potions that a
Mhm.
simple workaround there. Maybe they could do something like other potions, like potions with magical effects take a round for them to take effect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It'd be the effect they come into effect at the beginning of your next turn. That's
You
a
can drink. Yeah, you
that's
can
a
drink
rule
them. They
that, like-
don't go off until. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So and that's something that is D&D wording. That fits. So I could see something like that.
Yeah, no, I mean that raises a very good point. That, like Doc said, potion of dragon's breath, or like you said, potion of invulnerability. You drink it and then it happens immediately. That would make that rule wildly
Mhm.
or underbalanced. So there has to be some kind of balance to that. So, on to other high fantasy news. Diablo has released and revealed their season 5 PTR details, including the new questline requirements. So PTR starts tomorrow. It will be for the gameplay mechanics and things of season 5. where you will essentially, it is a roguelike, a wave-based roguelike style event that you can take part in. Waves of enemies. The number of waves is dependent on the level of the material that you use to enter the event. So I think they showed like a level 5 had 3 waves, and then you face the bosses. But as you go up, the more waves you have, the harder the final bosses are. And the final bosses are reimagined versions of the Council from D2.
Now, Zero, what was the council from D2?
I don't know because I didn't play D2. I am going to refer to both you and Omega. I did not make it much past Chapter 1 in D2 before I got bored with the game. But
I believe the Council of... Was it the Zakarum Council?
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they were at the... They were basically... They were hanging out in a group outside the Zakarum Temple, right? Was it the Blackened Temple? Something like that. And you go there and farm the shit out of them with a Hork Barb. With all the magic finds you can get. Pretty good farming. It's one of the main farming spots in the game. That's pretty cool.
So they've reimagined them. Of course, they've changed all of their... they've updated their abilities to match the gameplay style of D4. They've added a couple of uniques. Barbarians are getting the Unbroken Chain Amulet. Casting Steel Grasp reduces Iron Maelstrom's cooldown by 5 to 10 seconds. Enemies damaged by Iron Maelstrom deal 15 to 30% less damage for 6 seconds. I don't know. I've never used Steel Grasp. So I don't know that this is something that I would use because when I played Barb, it was double swing and charge. So, Druids are getting Bjornfang's tusks, unique gloves, that Cataclysm is now guaranteed to strike anything in range, and you deal 40 to 80% multiplicative increased damage for the duration of the effect. While Cataclysm is active, you gain unlimited spirit. And then
Those sound like very technical terms.
Yes. The Necromancers are getting a Bone Prison unique set of boots. Everybody's getting new aspects for mobility. It looks like for Necromancers it's mainly mobility. Druids is mobility. Legendary aspect for Barbs, mobility. So they're adding a lot of mobility aspects for the classes that need it. And then it looks like rogues are getting resource and offensive aspects. Now they're getting one. They're getting a unique that I saw that places a totem down, and then as they shoot the totem causes explosions from around it. And the first thing that came to mind is that is going to come in really handy on rapid fire rogues, because those explosions looked like they were doing a decent amount of damage. And yeah, so just imagine hitting that thing repeatedly with rapid fire. I think they'll probably end up nerfing that. And then Sorks are getting a Chain Lightning set of pants. And that looked neat because the Chain Lightning didn't just bounce around. It bounced around, and then once it got to the last target would explode. with lightning. So, but yeah, so good stuff coming to Diablo 4. Let's see. And then speaking about the wave-based roguelike mode, the Infernal Compasses used to take on the Infernal Hordes challenge will be gotten by clearing in-game bosses, Hell Tides, Nightmare Dungeons, and Whispers. There will be 8 tiers of Infernal Compasses reached by upgrading your compasses using scrolls found in-game, with higher tiers of compasses sending you up against harder enemies in the Infernal Hordes for commensurately higher rewards. So, yay, more content.
Oh. Nice.
Now, I did see this today. Latest Space Marine 2 gameplay. Overview promises seemingly endless waves of Tyranids, chill hangouts on the Battle Barge. It sounds to me like they're doing like a Helldivers style mode in Space Marine 2.
It wouldn't surprise me. The franchise has a history of looking at some of the most popular games, some of the most popular mechanics in games that have come out, and then incorporating those. A lot like Warframe tries to do, and yeah, they usually do a pretty good job with it. The other thing was, I think that if it hasn't already happened, I think that Warhammer 40K Total War Retribution, I think, is getting an HD update. So I might be thinking of something different. But anyway, there's a classic old school Warhammer 40K game that is getting like updated it's getting updated for 2024, which looks great. So if you like 40K, if you like RTS, then yeah.
I was thinking about getting Space Marine 2, personally.
I'm not sure. I haven't decided. I do really like 40K, but I like reading about it the most. I think reading about it is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Not that the games are bad. The games are excellent for what they are, except for 1 or 2 of them that didn't do so great.
So we...
Did anyone... Sorry.
Go ahead.
Did anyone else hear about... there are rumors circulating about the Warhammer 40K show that Henry Cavill is involved in?
No.
So Amazon is not... Henry Cavill is obviously a purist when it comes to source material that he really likes. So the reason is widely cited for him leaving Witcher. Apparently he and Amazon Studios are butting heads an awful lot because, as Amazon Studios has demonstrated in the past, they don't actually care about things like inclusivity or diverse casts or shit like that, but they have a corporate checklist that they need to check off. They don't really care about anything making sense or good storytelling or anything like that. They just want to check off the boxes because they don't care how exploitative it is. Anyway, they're Henry and them are... This is a rumor based off of someone who's attached to the project who spoke to a small outlet and they tweeted about it. So this is not exactly news, but the rumor is that Henry and Amazon Studios are butting heads to the point where, because Henry Cavill is the executive producer of the show and everything has to be approved by him or it doesn't happen, Amazon might be now stalling the release of the show until his contract as executive producer expires. No one has seen that contract, obviously. It might be 3 years, it might be 5 years. They apparently usually don't go past 5 years, but it's not unheard of. So they might be stalling to just push him out of the project so that they can do whatever the fuck they want. And that is why there is so little development news. we're 2 years into the project right now, and I don't think that anyone has agreed on a script, or there's been no report that a script has been finalized or drafted even.
Well, I mean, it's not like there's ever been backlash from a fan base about things being wrong. You know, not pointing any fingers or mentioning any recent events, like the Acolyte being canceled. But
wait, was the Acolyte actually canceled?
Disney has canceled any future episodes of the show.
Hey, good on them.
That have not already been set for release.
Cut your losses. It's either that or fire the entire... Do what Rings of Power did. Fire the producers and the writers of Season 1 and get completely new people for Season 2.
Yeah. And, I mean, I know a lot of people who play 40K tabletop, and they're excited for the show because, you know, Henry Cavill is a 40K nerd, and even they're like, you know, it really needs to be accurate. Like, it needs to be accurate, or we will not watch the show. So
yeah, Amazon's also been dancing around that because there was a decision a while ago by Games Workshop specifically to include women in the custodies. So there are now female custodies. And everyone was looking at that being like, why did they decide to do that now? We smell Amazon. And that got a lot of attention for the wrong reason. It was just like, ew, no girls. Like, no, that's not why it deserves talking about. It deserves talking about because when Games Workshop makes changes like that, and they do make changes like that, they write it into the lore. There is a story about it, or there is a retconning and a whole explanation from Games Workshop about how it's not the first son of the royal families that are given to try and become a custody. It's the firstborn. They could have said that. They could have gone that route. They could have made that lore and retconned that, and people probably would have been okay with it. Because it's not like there are no girls in Warhammer. There are. It's the fucking Sisters of Silence.
Yep.
It's kind of an important thing. So, but Games Workshop instead just tweeted out, there have always been women in the custodies. That was it. That's all they did. So it's like they weren't happy that somebody told them to make that change. It's just it's out of character for them. It's out of place, and it was suspicious. So yeah, Amazon's sticking their nose into what is actually official lore, and that's also a good way to piss off fans. It's like Tolkien's estate coming out saying that, what's a good example here? I can't think of a good character. Lord Elrond was always a refugee from the Matrix. It's like that. It's like, wait, what?
Oh my gosh.
Oh. I think the best one is the established lore of Star Wars changing and people saying, or there are what people, the showrunners and stuff from the Acolyte saying, and I quote, people, mainly female Force wielders, are just born from the Force. That's it. They're just born from the Force.
Oh.
They just poof, there they are. Hello.
So Anakin's not special or anything, you
know? No.
The Force yeah, no, there's no point to any. Yeah, that was not. That shouldn't have been a surprise to the Jedi Council. Who is it? The guy with the big forehead, the massive head, the Conehead guy. Conehead guy in the council should have just like, oh yeah, no, that's not unusual. This happened. This exact same thing happened about 100 years ago. I was there.
Yep. Oh, and they also completely messed up his. I think we talked about that last time. How that he's supposed to be X number of X age, and based off of him being alive at the time of the Acolyte show, it has now thrown his age completely off and thrown off all of the timing of what happened in the prequel trilogy, episodes 1, 2, and 3. It throws everything off. So
Remember when the Force was just an ambiguous energy field that flowed through all life, and you could sort of learn to listen to it, and you could like, you know, and you just no like magic wizard powers or anything. Just like, oh, it's the Force; it guides you. And then yeah, the Force became the energy field that was generated by what are they called? Metachlorians.
Metachlorians.
Yeah, microscopic life forms that live through all of our cells, and then it just became like, oh, it's the Force. You're a wizard, Harry.
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Make a T-shirt that has Gandalf standing there with a lightsaber. You're a wizard, Harry.
Those are some of my favorite mixed match memes.
Or no, it was you're a wizard, Luke.
It was one of my favorites is also Patrick Stewart sitting there as part of a promo photo, and the caption is just like, "Use the Force." Use the Force, Frodo. Yeah.
Love the T-shirt that is the T-shirt that has Zelda on it, dressed in Link's clothing. And it says, "But Zelda's a girl." No shit. It's the irony of it all, you jackass.
Do people still not know that you play as Link?
Yep, people are still making that comment.
This is like the Zoomers that are slowly figuring out that Frankenstein was the scientist, not the monster, but he was the monster, and the monster was just a victim, basically.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, when you call Frankenstein the monster, that's kind of the point. Oh, ironing. Anyway.
Oh, well, so it looks like Best Buy is starting their version of the Amazon Prime days with the member deal days. You can only get these deals if you are a plus, or you're a My Best Buy Plus member at least. And
Walmart's doing it too.
Oh god.
Subscription program.
Yeah. So this article I found with NPC Gamer, Best Buy has jumped the gun on Amazon Prime Day by launching its member deal days, and here are 4 good reasons to avoid it. So reason 1 was bad blades. You can buy the 2023 Razer Blade 14 from Best Buy. A whopping $237 extra knocked off of it. Price check $1,800. $1,900. It comes with an RTX 4070, a Ryzen 9, a 14-inch screen. Sorry, no. 14-inch screen. Why?
What is this? A screen for ants?
The overpriced OLED, the Gigabit Aurorus CO49DQ 49-inch monitor, 144 hertz, 5120 by 1440 OLED, $899 on Amazon, Best Buy $899.99. They're essentially just matching the price.
But okay, so back to pre-built computers, like the Razer computers. I have nothing against people who have never built a computer before getting a pre-built computer, because those are the kinds of computers that have, like, you can open those up, you can upgrade those, you can learn about shit from buying a pre-built like that.
Yep.
That's totally fine. But 14-inch monitor?
Right. I mean, so I bought an HP Omen when I first started gaming on PC. I bought a pre-built and I learned what I could, and 2 years later I upgraded and
because you can
built my own. And
there you go.
It was a far cheaper investment building my own than it was even getting that pre-built 2 years prior. So, these reason headings are great. GPU. Newegg has a Zotac RTX 4070 Ti, 16 gig, GDDR6X, for $799. Walmart has it for $799. Best Buy for $799. Amazon for $799. But this is just the sale price that they are currently putting on this. And then the Elite controller, the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller for $179.99. I can go down to the local game store and buy the exact same controller for $150. And it does the same thing.
Good. Shop local.
So they've also got a couple of Logitech mice that are on sale currently, but those apparently are the only two good things that Best Buy has done. So yeah.
I was on Newegg the other day. I was looking at my next build is going to be AMD, so I was looking at RX 7900 cards because I want a card with 24 gigs on it. That's the short of it. There are not a lot of options right now. There seems to be a bit of a shortage on cards. A couple of the good cards are still available. There's I'm going to forget names now. But the bestseller right now is made by a company that I don't have a lot of experience with, but I couldn't find an MSI card that wasn't refurbished. And the Asus and the AS ROC cards have bad reviews, which is really unusual because those are both, Gigabyte as well. Those are all top manufacturers. Those are good companies. They usually build quality stuff. So I don't know what's going on with graphics cards right now.
I saw an article earlier that there was like a it was like a deal for a 4080 at like $950. I was like, good lord. They're saying that's a budget card. And I'm like, okay.
Man, we talked about that a while ago. The days of budget cards were over for a while, but then AMD said it would be focusing on not top-tier hardware anymore, so where the fuck are the budget cards, AMD? NVIDIA just became the most profitable or most valuable company on the planet. It overtook fucking... I don't know who it overtook, but it pushed Apple down to third.
Yeah. Apple and Microsoft got pushed.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, Microsoft is now number 2, and NVIDIA is number 1. So get your shit together, AMD. I want to buy your stuff.
Yeah, so remarkable status of world's most valuable company overtaking Apple and Microsoft. That's nice, but will somebody please think of the PC gamers? So obviously such a valuation could change quickly. How long NVIDIA will retain its new crown is anybody's guess, but as of market yesterday, the shares were $135.58, which works out to market capitalization of $3.335 trillion. So of course, both Microsoft and Apple are also worth over $3 trillion in market cap terms. So it says, of course, all driven by NVIDIA's success in AI, is why they are seeing this surge of dominance. So, yeah. But speaking of more interesting things regarding graphics card, XFX's new magnetic air graphics cards will let you hot swap fans, solving the apparent plague of fan hub axle separation.
Omega and I both have experience replacing fans on GPUs. That can be fun.
Yeah, but it would be more fun if you could just hot swap them in and out.
God, that'd be
I mean,
Amazing.
that is not a bad. I mean, this is huge. The new magnetic air fans have been applied to three RDNA 3 powered Radeon graphics cards: the RX 7900 XTX, the 7900 GRE, and the 7800 XT. With some of these coming in a white color option. So there you go. If you want your computer to be all white, you'll have the option.
You know, I hate to say it, but there is an inherent design flaw to basically every single graphics card with regards to fans, and that's that the fans are always, when you put the case up, the fans are always down. They're hanging from their spindles. And it's not, it seems like it's, you know, minor detail, and it kind of is, but that doesn't help in terms of separation. It's not great. Could just solve it if you switched them around so that when the case was upright, the fans were on top. But then, I mean, then you have all sorts of problems because motherboards are designed to have one card, you know, for the, if you know what a PCI slot on a motherboard looks like, you know what I'm talking about. You can't have something, a graphics card that's 3 rails wide pointed up. It's going to be hovering over your CPU. Or it's going to be just, you know, unplaceable because you can't, all the input outputs are just like, they're right there. You can't do that.
Right.
But yeah, that's something somebody probably should have thought about like 30 years ago.
I have seen a few builds that people have done vertical graphics cards. And it does, I mean, it looks clean, but they are very tight. Like, all of the ones that I've seen have been, like, wickedly tight. So, you know, that's a thing.
Yeah, vertical graphics card build is pretty, they're pretty unique when you see them. Not a lot of people do it, but it does, I think it looks pretty sexy. It's not that difficult to find an adapter. And, yeah. Actually, maybe I should wait for my next build so that Asus can put. Was it Asus that was making the article that I covered about wireless components that just like the power slots connect directly to the motherboard, and all the motherboard power supply come out the back, and so you have like no visible wires anyway in your build. It requires specialized motherboard and graphics card right now, but who knows in the future? Maybe more people will adapt it.
Yeah. Could always wait.
Or maybe that will be like my 2011 V3 socket, where it was novel at the time, and now nobody uses them anymore.
Well, and speaking of technical issues, Elden Ring's big patch is causing problems for Steam Deck players. A hotfix is currently being worked on. If you leave your Steam Deck inactive for more than 5 minutes, it may stop the game from accepting any inputs. So that's a thing. It essentially it makes essentially turns your Steam Deck into a paperweight until you reset it.
Oh, that's great.
So
it's a feature.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Cousin has been happily playing his Elden Ring since yesterday.
Is he enjoying the expansion where apparently even the sweatiest of players is struggling?
Yes. He is thoroughly enjoying it. I heard him just earlier loudly proclaiming victory over something that was apparently kicking his ass.
Well, good on him.
Masami has installed the soft walls around Kosen so that when he punches, it doesn't hurt his fist.
He's very conscious of where he's air punching.
See, my sister told me, she says, you should really play Elden Ring. I said, I don't want to have to pay to replace monitors. I get angry playing Destiny. Okay? Okay, let's correct that. Let's go even further with that statement. I get angry playing WoW. Okay? That game is so simple that if you could give a monkey with a chimpanzee with zero knowledge of how to work a computer and they would be able to play WoW. But even I get angry to a point where I'm wanting to put my fist through my screen. And mainly that's because, you know, it's been 20 years and there's just certain shit that still happens. For example, if in the Heart of Fear raid, if you enter the Amber Shaper boss fight and there is anybody standing outside the room, the boss will purposefully target the person standing outside of the room, therefore resetting the entire fight back to the first phase. The boss will despawn and then respawn, and you have to start the whole fight over again.
That sounds like a great game.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. I love smashing my penis. So
I mean,
well, I played. I actually logged into Destiny for the first time the other day. You know, just long enough that I could not get kicked out of the clan that I'm currently in. But I played the first mission of the final shape, and you know, fucking Bungie teases the shit out of you. They let you play through the whole first mission, and then they're like, hey, you need to buy the game to be able to play the rest. No, fuck you, Bungie. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it this time. I'm not going to do it. It's getting really positive reviews, and I really want to buy it, but I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be strong.
I'm glad we got this recorded. Mark this down.
Gonna be strong.
Yeah, right.
Gonna be strong. I'm not gonna spend the money.
The 30 days that I give this start now.
So what do I get?
All right.
So in 30 days, if I don't buy it, what do I get?
Another 30 days.
Damn it.
I'll send you a pin. How about that?
I do, yeah.
I want to fucking.
Should
I want to.
Masami and I start designing sobriety chips for you?
Oh my god! Yes, please. Who has a 3D printer? I want this.
We can probably, we can probably do that.
Doc, we could do it as a visual thing, like add it to the backsplash or some shit like that.
Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, yeah, I can totally do that.
Oh my god. Make it like a status thing so that so that it's next to my name in Discord. Like every month the coin changes.
Right. It has been X number of days since Zero played WoW.
Oh no, that'll never happen. I'm sorry. That's not gonna happen. At this point, it's in my bloodstream. It's fine. We're moving on to a different game.
So you can say he's destined to be a crack addict.
Oh
That's a 3-pointer.
Oh god.
Actually, we've got this night's title. Thank you, Zero.
Oh god.
Oh god. Yeah, okay, write it down.
I heard the pen hit the desk, so this article, actually I'm gonna swing back. This one was one that Omega posted. It was it after last week's podcast? Yeah, it had to have been. Bit Reactor has a Star Wars tactical strategy game in the works, 15 XCOM veterans on its team, and an ambitious vision for the future of the genre. Wasn't XCOM technically an RTS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it's not RTS. It's turn-based strategy.
Okay.
Yeah, turn-based strategy. Yeah, XCOM 2. Omega, you played way more XCOM 2 than I did.
Yeah, XCOM's great. Now, here's the thing. there are tons and tons of games out there that love to throw around XCOM-like or whatever in their description. But there have been very few games that have captured what XCOM really could bring to the table. But they got, a bunch of guys, a bunch of people from the XCOM team. That could be pretty great. I think that could be a lot of fun in a Star Wars setting.
And I'm expecting, well, I have very low expectations of Star Wars anyway. I've said this before, but Star Trek, or just Star Trek. Star Trek's also not doing great in modern days. But maybe if somebody got their shit together and put together a game that was actually, fun.
Yeah.
God, what was the last? The last one was. What were the ones with the guy who was the kid who was hiding out and he had the tiny little robot running around? Oh no, we're gonna
Force
go.
Unleashed.
It was a Force Unleashed knockoff. It could have been Force Unleashed, and then it wasn't. Force Unleashed was fucking OP.
Just because it was so fun back in the day.
Yeah, it was. It was a complete power fantasy. You could still technically lose, but
I actually have those in my Steam library, but I have yet to install them. I should do that sometime.
Yeah, Force Unleashed, the first one was pretty great. The second one
pulling
was
a Star Destroyer out of the sky.
Yeah, just completely fucking over the top power fantasy. But gosh, was that just entertaining.
Oh, it was a blast.
Sometimes literally.
Acceptable.
All right.
Oh. Well, I did put up another article, but I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to.
What was the article that you put up that you didn't want to talk about?
It is regarding Dr. Disrespect, and I just don't want to give that any more time.
Oh, what's going on with Dr. Disrespect?
Just don't. Just don't.
I know. No, we both agreed. Zero and I talked about it first. We both agreed, yeah, it's bullshit until proven otherwise.
I mean, other than
So
the
fucking
company
tired
that
of this.
the company that he founded did terminate their partnership with him. The studio that was developing his game, Midnight, whatever, has terminated their partnership with him after speaking to, the way they put it on Twitter, after speaking to all parties involved, they could not knowingly continue their partnership with him.
Isn't it customary to have a trial?
Well, you know. And after looking at the person who made the accusations Twitter feed and seeing that he was using I'll tell you why he was banned. If you go to all 3 dates of my band's shows in 2023, it kind of makes me go, So, but it is what it is. If it's true, he fucking sucks. If it's not, I wish that they wouldn't do this bullshit, but until there are hard receipts, I will not. I choose not to believe. Not that I think that Dr. Disrespect is at all a good person. He gives me weird vibes anyway. Like his whole
watch him at all?
No, his whole crew of people weird me out. Like Tim the Tat Man and Nick Merckx are the 2 that I know of, and those 3 just give me weird vibes. I mean, Nick Merckx has said some pretty functionally retarded shit in the past, but
I met him once.
Huh?
I met him once.
Oh, and your assessment?
I mean, I was producing a Fortnite esports event, and he was a special guest.
Oh, okay.
So, it's not like I like hung out with him or anything.
Yeah. I mean, I just get a weird vibe. That's all. And it's one of those things. I mean, I know that Doc's persona online is a character, but
I am as honest about who I am as I can be, sir.
Okay, Dr. Disrespect, I'm sorry. There's too many Docs in this conversation. It needs to end now. So I've put
because you have a problem with docking doesn't mean.
Pat.
Oh.
I don't have a problem with docking. My penis is too small. It's a feature.
Why does the bigger one not consume the smaller
one? In the words of the fat electrician on the Unsubscribe podcast, I have an innie. That's not a problem.
This must be kismet because I just got out some new super glue today.
What?
That's how you make them so that when they don't want to dock, when they refuse to dock, you just slap some super glue on there and you're good.
Oh, that sounds painful. In every way, it sounds painful. But I'm put your gameplay back up, Doc, because we are watching your self-sufficient city or town.
It is, yeah, it's doing great. Really great. I've been waiting for an invasion.
Nobody's invaded?
I had a band of raiders come through last year. I'm not sure if they're going to come through this year again. But if they do, there will be a loud notification.
There'll be a loud...
Anyway.
Do you want to, like, capture this band of raiders and take their shit?
Unfortunately, that's not a feature in the game yet. You have to murder them, and then you throw their bodies in a pit, and you're done.
Cool.
Hooray!
More
There's
bodies.
a body pit.
More bodies for the pit.
Well, definitely doesn't sound like it's the pits.
Acceptable.
So yeah, anyway, this game is just fucking beautiful.
It is. I've been watching it the entire time. It is gorgeous.
The dev really did an excellent time utilizing every single graphical feature possible in the Unreal Engine. I know a lot of these... He says that he's used... Okay, short story. Really cool technology that I saw demoed probably 2 years ago now. I believe it might have had something to do with NVIDIA, or it might have been just in sponsorship with NVIDIA, but it was an app that you could put on your phone. You could then take your phone, take a picture of any object that you wanted to from 2 or 3 angles. Basically, you just needed a side profile of it, 2 side profiles, and then, at the top if you were really interested in it. And the app would use the pictures to create a rendered 3D model that you could export and then put into a game or something. So literally, you don't have to spend time in 3D rendering software customizing, a windmill. You can just go find the windmill that you want, or you can find pictures of the windmill that you want online, feed it into this application, and it will make the 3D model for you. From the brief stint that I did looking at how the guy created this game over the past 7 years, I think he might be using a technology similar to that. So he's got a lot of assets in here that are just absolutely beautiful, and if it was him designing all these models from scratch in a 3D software, that would just be mind-blowing. But if he's using technology like the one that I saw, that explains how he can have so many different buildings, so many different variations of buildings, and they all look beautiful. Anyway, yeah, you can see the trees, you can see the fields, you can see the grass on the ground, the assets, the trees, the people. The people all wear different clothes. The animation models are pretty fucking solid. They don't really glitch much. So yeah, gorgeous game. There's a cart that's having a hard time with the traffic circle right now, but apart from that, it's fine. So yeah, I like this game. It needs more content. It needs more missions. It needs more production chains. But right now, the dev is working on stability issues, and it seems like he's doing a real good job after the last update. This game is only crashed on me once, and that was because I was alt-tabbed out shit posting with Fluffy.
Yeah, that would crash just about anything.
Yep.
I had like 4 browsers open and Photoshop and Discord. And...
Yeah, no wonder it crashed. Good lord, man.
Was this because you were telling us that the shower drain goes the same place as the toilet?
No, this was when the gash is lit, but Rumi is in the other. Rumi comes home flipping the Bisquick. It was that one.
I'm still confused. I just love your response to when I said I was confused. You just came back and said, "Hell, I said it, and even I'm confused."
Yeah, I had no idea what it means. It's up to interpretation. When the gash is lit, but Rumi is flipping the Bisquick. That picture of Trump that I put. Oh, that's good. That's great. Did you hear about Drum's plans for a version of UFC specifically for migrants?
No.
I don't know where I read this, but Trump mused that he wants to have a version of UFC where migrants just fight each other until there's only one left, and then they put the one left against the current champion of regular UFC. And my immediate question was, okay, well, what if a migrant wins?
Citizenship?
This is the thing.
Oh my god.
Well, this is the thing. If Trump wasn't a fucking moron, then he would know about history and he would know who Jesse Owens is.
Well.
Go look it up. Children of the internet.
Masami, you said that like you were offended, but you know for a damn fact that that was exactly what Trump was thinking. You know that.
You're going out on a limb here, Trump thinking.
Okay. Maybe I overdid it a little bit, okay?
Yes, you think. Is this the appropriate moment since we've segued into politics to talk about the fan movie that Noam got
from Transition Studios? Oh God bless.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that gave me a sensible chuckle.
What about?
I think.
Go ahead.
I think the entire state sighed when that news broke. Like, whether it was a sigh of happiness for those people that actually voted for cunt, or a sigh of like, oh god, she's got a fan base from the rest of us who actually like.
Look, everybody's got a fan base.
I mean, speaking of fan bases, I've got, as is tradition on Monday nights, I have wrestling going on my TV as we're running the podcast, and I look up for a split second, and there is somebody in the background that has a sign, and I'm not shitting you. It says Haktua 316.
Aww,
I just about spit my drink out when I saw it.
That's nice. I appreciate that.
Because everybody knows
nasty.
you gotta spit on that thing.
Poor Kylie. I hope that Kylie is enjoying her fame.
Yeah, it's true. She's apparently she's a waitress at some bar somewhere. I forget what city she's in.
I thought she was a bartender. I only saw the one video of her friend that made of her when she was at work.
Yeah.
So I hope she's a nice person, and I hope that this isn't affecting her negatively, because social media is fucking cancer, and we all know
it's true. Though I do like the Marvel Comics movie poster that I posted. That's a Marvel show that I would watch.
Did you marvel at it?
Yep, I did. No, but
continue, Zero. I wasn't worthy enough.
Yeah. The oh god, it was there. There was a thought, and now it's gone.
Sometimes I think, but then I forget.
Yep. Oh, what was it that we were talking about, Doc? It was about the acolyte. Let's circle back to that.
I thought you were going to talk about how Anthony Starr has acrophobia.
Oh, that shit's funny. That is hilarious.
Which is super unfortunate because playing Homelander, he does sometimes have to be lifted into the air.
This fucking sucks.
Fuck this. Fuck my life. Fuck off.
And you can just hear everybody on the ground laughing at his pain.
What's great about it, I mean, we're all laughing at it, but he plays a great role and he does it really super well. And what you have to appreciate is that right after he was genuinely terrified being suspended on the roof of a building, by the way. He's not on the ground being lifted up. He's already on like a 20-story building being lifted up into the air on a crane. They dropped him down, he landed, and then he acted a scene. So
this is why he makes the big bucks.
Gotta appreciate that. Tough day at work.
Well, apparently the newest episodes have seen like a 21% increase in viewership over the last season.
I haven't taken a look at, I'm still trying to finish Shogun, and then I'm gonna get on the season 4 of The Boys. But I haven't been watching a lot of American TV recently. I've been watching anime because I don't know. I don't fucking know. But the anime I've been watching is really super good. I just got done with gushing over Magical Girl. Actually, I just got done with Bocce the Rock, which was fucking great. If you like
God,
music, if you like bands.
What the fuck?
Bocce the Rock is about an introverted girl who gets really super good at playing the guitar, and she really wants to be in a band, but she can't talk to people. So the whole gag is that, you know, she finally gets invited to be a band after they lose their guitarist, and they all, you know, they get to know each other, and they all have their own personalities and everything, and they try to learn how to be a band and play good music. And it is good music on the show, no less. So, but before that, I was watching Gushing with Magical Girls, which is basically the highest quality hentai that I've ever watched.
I'm not surprised.
But yeah. What's wrong? Cycling back, what is wrong with the Acolyte besides everything that everyone has talked about ever?
Well, I mean, I think the funniest part is the fact that that nobody can write reviews on it on any site, with the exception of Twitter.
IMDb had all the reviews that I was reading. But yeah,
really?
Rotten Tomatoes, I didn't realize until you pointed it out on Rotten Tomatoes that there are no written reviews. It's just the scores.
Yep. Rotten Tomatoes has turned off the comment section, essentially.
IMDb is where I discovered review after review after review just saying, what is this writing? Why do people change their minds about everything literally 5 minutes after it happens? Why do you have an opinion in one scene and then the next scene you've completely changed your opinion? Where's the consistency? And why are we supposed to care about these characters? Yeah. I hope it gets replaced by something more watchable. Or that they just stop doing Star Wars. That would be great. There's more sci-fi out there to explore, ladies and gentlemen. They could start making seasons of The Expanse again. That'd be nice. Or give The Expanse a TV movie. Sort of left the last season hanging there.
I like, what was it, Firefly?
I was talking about this while I was playing Warframe with Silas the other day. Of all the reboots that have happened, of all the casts that have come back to reprise their roles, I could not be more thrilled that no one has mentioned redoing or resuming Firefly. Super happy about that. Leave it alone.
You can't. Wash is dead, and Mal is fat.
Spoilers.
Like,
Yeah, Mal is fat.
Spoilers.
Don't forget about Shepherd Book. Poor Shepherd Book is also, he was crushed by a fucking ship or some crap. He got shot to hell. So yeah, you're missing Wash, you're missing Shepherd Book. Nathan Fillion would probably definitely do it. I don't think he's got much else going on, unless he's got self-respect, in which case he'd be like, no, the show's done.
Book was barely even a character in the movie.
Yeah, they showed up there, he gave some worldly advice, then they left, and then they came back, and he died. Too bad. He had some fun moments in the show, though. Remember the episode where he was trying to babysit River, and he let his hair down?
Mm-hmm. And she got scared. Yeah.
Absolutely terrified. So much hair. Oh, man.
Oh. Been watching the newest season of Rick and Morty, and that's disappointing.
Oh, I didn't think so. I liked it. I still like it. The voice act, it's a shame that Josh Rollins got dismissed for basically no reason.
Yeah.
But the voice actors that they got to replace him are pretty good. Past episode 1, I was like, huh, something's off. And then episode 2, 3, 4, all the rest of it was just, yeah, all right, normal.
By the way, I was able to go onto a website and confirm that the Acolyte has not been canceled. There's not currently any talks going on to renew it past the first season.
Oh,
So
good. The other one, when Kathleen Kennedy came out and said that it's men's fault that the Acolyte did so badly, first of all, it was really hilarious to hear people come back and be like, yeah, but the target audience for the show is women. Why aren't women watching the show? But regardless of logic, people were bringing up the Fallout show and how well that did, and it's got a female lead and it's got female writers. The other one that I hadn't thought about was House of the Dragon. Game of Thrones did ridiculously well for the first 6 seasons when they were drawing off the source material from George. And then season 7 rolled around and there's no more source material. But they consulted with George about, where the story was going, but then their writers tried to do the Game of Thrones show without having a book to base it on, and season 7 declined, and audience were not really happy with it, and then season 8 came out. It was an absolute fucking disaster for whatever reason. So House of the Dragon comes out based on the Game of Thrones property, and instead of people being wary and going into it being like, yeah, but there's no source material, it's going to suck even more, it did fucking brilliantly. I mean, even I enjoyed it. I thought it's just great. It's a great return to the property, and it has an interesting story. It's good writing again. I don't know who they got on as writers, but they did a way better job than season 7 and 8 of Game of Thrones. And again, the point of this, House of the Dragon, all the main characters, aside from her uncle that we follow around, are women. I don't think anyone has a problem with strong female leads. I think we just like good writing, and we respond to bad writing. And that's kind of it.
No, the men who are wrong.
No, it's the men who are wrong.
it's the patriarchy. Sorry.
Yes, of course, it's the patriarchy's fault.
Yes, it's always the patriarchy.
Patriarchy.
Patriarchy. If we say it enough times, maybe we'll defeat it.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
You'll have better luck with the patriarchy because at least you can take down your pants. Then you'll win.
Hey!
That's a 3-pointer.
Down with pants.
Oh,
So a
that's a
friend
new
of
sticker you go
friend of
on.
mine posted something earlier today, and I'm hoping he's watching this afterwards. If he is, hello Scott. He posted earlier today that he's collects old VHSs, laser discs, stuff like that. And he posted that he received the laser disc of Muppets in Manhattan, and I said, I am on my way. He said, doubt. And I said, well, if I didn't have to run a podcast tonight, and then he went and subscribed to the Church of Chonkwij channel, and immediately messaged me and said, but for the love of, essentially said, for the love of God, please wear pants. I said, No, I will not. And he, how did he put it? He said that, let's see here. He said, and please wear pants. I said, never. He sent me the vomit face emoji. I said, I am not a heathen. I wear underwear. To which I have not gotten a response, and I was left on red 4 hours ago.
Oh, that's too
So
accurate.
yes. So as I sit here in my Hanes underwear, we have reached the hour and 15-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen.
God.
I think we can call this a successful podcast for another week.
Sorry, there was no raid.
What say you, fellow comrades?
Yeah, it's about time for me
Tired.
to go walk my
Fuck 'em
dogs.
all.
It was what, 112 degrees up there today, Omega. I'm sure you're exhausted.
Today was actually a nice day. It was only about 80, but I've worked every day. Well, no, I was off last Friday, but I've worked basically every day except for last Friday. 90 plus degrees, and most days have been like 10 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about down there, but up here it's supposed to be brutally hot tomorrow.
Going
Yeah.
to the beach tomorrow.
It's it
Good plan
was
for it.
Day off.
It was 90 something degrees today. It's supposed to be 92 tomorrow.
It got to 100 here.
Oh God.
Damn.
Why? But
Have you seen the West?
yeah, right. It was absolutely hilarious. I went out earlier today. When I got home, I was flipping through TikTok while I was on lunch. And when I got home from picking up the wife and I's lunch, she said, she looked at me and she said, "How is everything?" And I saw a TikTok that was like a girl in Britain complaining about how British heat is just different than anybody else's heat because they have humidity. Fuck you. I live in Southwest Virginia. You don't know humidity. Fuck off. It was so hot today. I went outside and there was a breeze blowing. And do you think, "Oh, a breeze? I bet that made it feel better." Fuck no, it felt like a hot fart. It was awful. Thank God for AC because it was just terrible outside today.
I'll be glad you're not in New York because we get the humidity too, and it actually smells like a fart most of the time.
Oh God.
I mean, it prior to today, where it was actually all sunny, the last week has been solid rain, and there we have a small river that goes through town, and it flooded so many things. So we had all of this water, and then we had this boiling heat, and I'm like, okay, who upstairs decided to use Midwest as a boiling pot? Because that is effectively what you have done.
I was gonna say it sounds like the higher being decided to make buns and
Yeah,
is
pretty
steaming
much.
the buns. Steaming
And we're
your
supposed to get
buns.
more rain after this.
Oh boy.
Like the next 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
There's a chance of rain again. I don't know how much it is. I haven't looked. I'm not sure I want to know. Oh, I just know I'm happy to have a second floor apartment and that where I live, even though there's very few exits, we are essentially higher than most of the rest of the city.
There
So,
you go. All right. Well, on that note, we will call it quits for tonight. We will see everybody next week. We will be back on the Church of Chonkwij channel, unless I am informed otherwise between now and then. Penis. Fuck Putin. Fuck Linus Tech Tips. Fuck Nestle. Fuck Winnie the Pooh. Fuck Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And yeah, just fuck them. But everybody have a good night.
good
Penis.
night.
Bye.